The co-sponsors of the Epstein Transparency Act are pressing Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche to fully comply with the law just days before his confirmation hearings start. In a letter first obtained by MS Now, Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna and Republican Thomas Massie ask why the Justice Department still has not released all the unredacted documents in its possession. They write, quote, by delaying release and relying on broad redactions, the DOJ is making it harder for journalists and the public to understand the truth. The DOJ did not respond to MS Now's request for comment. With me now, Democratic Congressman James Walkinshaw of Virginia. He sits on the House Oversight Committee, which is leading the congressional investigation into the Epstein files. Congressman, thanks for being with us. How do you view Todd Blanche's nomination in light of the DOJ's conduct regarding the Epstein files?
I think any senator who votes to confirm Todd Blanche as Attorney General will be complicit in the cover-up of the Epstein files that clearly has been directed by the highest levels at the White House, including the president. Todd Blanche has failed to comply with the law in not releasing all the files. He's failed to comply with the law in terms of illegally redacting files. I don't understand why the Senate would confirm as Attorney General someone who has clearly violated the law and is in violation of the law as we speak.
Family of Epstein survivor, the late Virginia Giuffre, spoke to MS Now about their concerns over Blanche becoming the confirmed Attorney General based on exactly what you mentioned, his failure to comply with the Epstein Transparency Act and his investigation so far. Let's listen.
He has publicly said over and over again, there's nothing to see here. There's no credible evidence for other perpetrators, and there are no investigative leads. And it's just categorically false. They are actively right now under the helm of Todd Blanche impeding open investigations. And so those are very big things that we should be highlighting from now until that Senate hearing.
You hear from families of survivors, and this issue has clearly transcended party lines, even in the committee where you sit. Do you have a sense for how your Republican colleagues over in the Senate and the other chamber are going to approach Blanche's confirmation hearing?
I don't know that. I mean, if past as prologue, Republican senators, even those who claim to be moderates like Susan Collins and others, will ultimately do what Donald Trump wants them to do. And what Donald Trump wants is his personal lawyer confirmed as Attorney General. I hope that they will listen to those survivors, to the families of those survivors, to the handful of Republicans in the House who have courageously stood up and said, we need full transparency here. And the Oversight Committee's investigation, or bipartisan investigation, has revealed that key figures close to Epstein were never even interviewed by the FBI. Epstein's accountant, his lawyer, Les Wexner, who financed the sex trafficking, FBI never even questioned any of them. The idea that Todd Blanche would say there's nothing to see here and no investigative leads to follow is demonstrably false.
I want to ask you before we have to go here about the new MS Now reporting on the push for answers from FBI Director Kash Patel on his lavish taxpayer spending, because it's not just Democrats anymore that are frustrated by this or concerned about it. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley, chair of the Senate Judiciary, has sent a letter demanding more information. Is there a growing appetite on both sides of the aisle for accountability from Kash Patel? And is there any sense that Kash Patel's support, even among Republicans on the Hill, is starting to wither enough that the president would be paying attention to it?
I certainly hope there will be. And look, this is an administration, whether it's Kash Patel, whether it's in DHS, Secretary Noem or Mullen, or the president himself, who has a real taste for high living. They're buying luxury jets, Kash Patel buying BMWs for some reason, spending millions and millions of taxpayer dollars flying themselves around in luxurious conditions while the American people struggle to put food on the table and gas in the tank. I hope some Republicans will start to come along and realize how that looks, how disrespectful it is to the taxpayers who are financing Kash Patel's lifestyle and his girlfriend's lifestyle, I should note, flying around the country and the world together. I hope some Republicans, especially in the House, who to date have claim that they see no evil and hear no evil in terms of these spending practices and corrupt practices in the Trump administration. I hope they'll come along.
I'm just drudging up those images of Kash Patel at the Olympics watching the hockey victory. Can't shake it. Congressman James Walkinshaw, thank you so much for joining us on a Friday. Appreciate it.